Hey, hello, how y'all doing? Welcome to the channel. It's me, in the flesh. Sorta. And I've come to the realization after making the first handful of videos that it's going to be a little bit of a while before any substantial video gets made on the Casull. And I wanted to do some filler stuff between, because I'm not going to make a video on every single minute update that I make to it, because it ain't worth the time and effort to do that. I'd rather make substantial leaps and then just do them all in one video, not to waste my time or yours. So I decided that between then, I'd like to do some filler. And one of the ideas that I thought of was, hey, you know, I got a decent collection of guns in a safe, and I figured people might want to watch me shoot them or something. I don't know. But the thing that I come to realize, too, is, like, okay, that's a good plan. What should be the first video? So I thought about it for a minute, and I come to the realization that it probably should be the thing that got me started in buying and shooting and just being interested in guns in general, and that would be my AR, specifically my first one, this one right here. Now, it didn't look like this when I bought it, obviously. I've done some work to it since acquiring it. I'll put a picture up on screen showing what it looked like before first when I bought it. So I'll go over all the stuff I've done to it. I'll do some shooting here, maybe a couple drills just for the fun of it. And I'll tell you all the cool thing about it, which the gun itself isn't what is the thing that makes me the most in love with it. It's the story behind it, how I got it. There's a pretty cool story that gives me some sentimentality to it, that every time I tell the story to people, the response generally is saying, being along the lines of like, oh man, that's the coolest thing ever, or you're lucky. I wish I was you, I wish I was there, kind of thing like that. We'll go ahead and get into it, and hopefully y'all, you know, stick around. All right, so figured I'd be doing some drill training for the time being, kill some time. Actually, hold on, I do need to get my, I gotta get my beeper. All right, figure we do some shooting drills. Just, you know, get something out of the way. I'm going to do some shoot, reload, shoot, nothing fancy. Let's see what we can do. That was hot doo-doo. That was hot doo-doo. I don't even know what I did. 5.79. I mean, that was fast-ish. I don't know. That wasn't even that good. Is this gonna drop out? No. I want a mag that will drop out. There we go. Alright, let's try this again. I got my thing ready. An actual mag that will drop. That was not good. 6.6 with 145. Okay, that was awful. Let's try again. That was better. 5.21. Hey, there we go. That's something. That's most definitely something. Get in there, you. Oh, let's see first. 4.93. That was a sub 5 seconds. I'm proud of that. That being said, could have been better. If I would have, I think I missed my, no, I hit my first shot, I think. My reloads are the problem. I'm fumbling the bag. Missed it, missed it, missed it, missed it. Fumbling it. That was awful. 5.31, missed and we're time. Great, love it. This first shot. God, I suck, dude. I suck so hard. I suck the hardest. 688. Oh my God, I'm getting worse. Oh, that was 509. That was clean, both shots, but I freaking suck. Reloading is my fatal flaw. All right, so. Oh, I ran out of ammo. 512. Okay. Oh, no, I had the wrong mag. Oh, I'm an idiot. All right, that's on me. That was what screwed me. My time was good on my reload. My shots sucked. 7 seconds. I haven't even used the ACOG yet. I want to use the ACOG, just for the fun of it. .647. Let's try some drills from here. See what it looks like. Just from a different angle. .532. Time was good. Missed my shot though. I gotta be better. I was shooting at a 5-inch gong, by the way, at like 20, 25 yards, give or take. So I'm aiming at a smaller target. You know, aim small, miss small is what Mel Gibson's character says.
What did I tell you fellas about shooting?
Aim small, miss small.
Aim small, miss small.
But figured good thing to practice on. So oh, missed. 4.57. That was fastest time, which would have been nice if I didn't miss the first shot like an idiot. I don't do drills with a lot of guns, but this one right here is the one I actually practice with because it's my, what I would consider my everyday, like, end of the world kind of blah, blah, blah. And so yeah, there we go. Let's try again. I want to get like a 4-second, which isn't going to happen. Ideally, 4-second, both shots hit. That messed it up right there. That mag's empty too. Should go with the metal mags. Metal mags are a vibe. Anyone else love going to like those gun shows and buying like old surplus metal mags? Just because they look cool for like $10 a piece. .528. Yeah, look at that mag though. I think it's just cool. I like those older, you know, just surplus aluminum or steel. I got a few steel, but mostly aluminum AR mags. At least I think they're steel. They might not be. I don't know. Let's figure that out later. I've not been looking at the first time. 539. .90. Oh, that was it, boys. 476 money shot. All right, cool. .470 faster. Can I break 4.5 seconds? I feel like if I can fix my whole, like, loading the mag issue, I can do a 4.5 second reload. Again, I've been mostly using the red dot on top. The ACOG is awesome, but I don't have much range to use. I can use it from here, but it's kind of, maybe something goes like 150 yards-ish, maybe. Oh my God, I completely missed that one. 663. Almost a bad number. 5.77. That's the best I'm gonna probably get is that 470. So that's pretty much it for that. Let's go ahead and go over the, hold on. Go ahead and finish the last of this mag. I actually see how long, how fast I can mag dump this thing. It's pretty quick. All right, so let's go on ahead and get to the part where I tell you the story about how I got this thing. I think it's probably the most interesting part of the video for sure, especially considering this is my first video of me shooting. I think I did probably lackluster at best, so, you know, hopefully you like what you see, and we'll see what, you know, see what it does. So, story time. Oh, also, before I want to mention this while I'm thinking about it. Somebody might ask me, you know, what the whole deal with this is. Because of my job, you know, I don't want to put myself out there, at least for the time being. Maybe if some other stuff happens, I might, you know, or if I learn that it doesn't really impact, like, any concerns with what I do for my work, then, you know, I'll drop this whole thing. But for the time being, you know, better play it safe than sorry. These are aviators that I got, prescription, because I got glasses, and I can't see without them hardly. So I got those going on. I also got, this is a smog that I just bought. This right here, though, is probably one of my favorite things on. This is the Ian Pat hat from Versteleca that they sold. They didn't have a whole lot of them, but I bought one when they came out. So I couldn't afford the whole gear at the time, but I did want the hat, and I do like the hat. It's a very solid hat. I like it, actually. It's very cool. It feels good when I'm not wearing all this other stuff. But for the rig I was wearing when I was doing the shooting, like I went over, it was just this cheaper Condor rig that I bought, just, you know, some of the whole mags. It does the job. Just want to put that out for anybody that was asking. So there you go. Hi. Hey, hello, how y'all doing? Welcome back. We're back now in the house, or the office, whatever you want to call it. And now we've done some shooting. I kind of want to showcase what all I've done to the gun, actually do like a detailed explanation of all the stuff, starting from the front to the back. So I figured we'll go ahead and jump right into that. Starting at the front here, we just have your typical, you know, A2 bird cage, flash hider, nothing fancy. Gets the job done. It's worked for decades at this point, and if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So I do plan eventually on putting a suppressor on this thing, maybe. I'm still on the fence, but I've never actually bought a suppressor, so I haven't gone through the whole process. Plus, it's one of those things, like, I just ain't jumped onto yet. I shot suppressors. I like them. I just haven't bit the bullet and actually got one, so that's for, like, a later thing. But for now, birdcage, nothing fancy. So moving back here, the barrel is I think it's a government profile, but it's like this sort of slightly a little thicker, beefier barrel. Does a good job, doesn't get super hot really quick. Thing's just like a nail driver. Man, I mean, the thing's accurate. At least for more accurate than I can be with it. The barrel is it's a 1-in-7 twist barrel. Typical M4 AR twist rate. I think it's 62 grains or better at 1-in-7 and 55 grains at 1-in-8 twist. I think that's how it goes. But that's what we got going on there. You can see. Moving back here, fixed front sight. Got the Trigicon. If you actually didn't notice, I didn't notice this until a little while after I bought the thing, but it's got the Trigicon glowing tritium front sight. Moving back, we get these are the Tango Down rail covers. It's got a quad rail on it. This is the Troy Industries M4/M203 quad rail. So it's made special for like the M203 grenade launchers. And I mean, it's a very solid rail. It doesn't want to move or shake or nothing, so it holds its place pretty well. Got a Magpul grip on the bottom, or Magpul rail cover on the bottom that I've cut to fit on the front of the handguard here, so my hand's not resting on rails. Speaking of the handguard, or the vertical grip is a Bravo company, stubby angled vertical grip, but it's this little short one, which I use more as a hand stop more than anything. And which on top is where my tape switch is for my light, which the light is a Streamlight ProTac HLX Pro, super good light, you know, doesn't cost an arm and a leg. Still a very solid light though. I mean, that got really, really high, I think it's like 20, it's like super high lumen rate. I don't know what the lumen number on it is, but very, very concentrated beam. It's a tape switch. The light's actually mounted on a Arisaka 45-degree light mount, which does a solid job of keeping the light as far forward as I can get it next to the front sight post. The barrel's not obstructing the light too much, which also the light's pretty cool because you can do the strobe feature. Moving back, I got this little band that just holds part of the cable down, which is nothing fancy. I don't know even know what that came from. I just found it. On to the main thing probably a lot of people notice when they see this thing. Trijicon ACOG, 4 times, chevron reticle, your standard ACOG. You know, when you think of an ACOG, this is the one you're going to think of. And I mean, it's a fantastic optic. I put this thing on there. I had to zero my Holosun, which I'll get to in a second, but when I put this thing on, I didn't even have to zero it. It was already zeroed at 100 yards on this gun. I mean, freaking center, perfect. Haven't had to change it since putting it on, and Trijicon makes fantastic stuff. They got a price and a name for a reason. I'm not glazing over them too much. this is the only Trijicon I own. I've shot like an RMR. I got a buddy that's got a Glock that's got an RMR on it. I've shot it. It's good, but I've always wanted an ACOG. And I bought this thing in payments to give you an idea of how I bought it. So on top of that, like I said, we have a Holosun 507C on top of an actual Trijicon ACOG to RMR mount. And the Holosun is probably my favorite pistol optic. I just love the circle dot reticle. The thing holds up fantastic. I got on my Glock. I mean, I've had no issues out of it. Batteries last on it forever. And it holds zero, no problems at all. I've banged it and beat it around. Not on this one, but my Glock. And it retains zero, no issues. And people dog on you if you say, oh, it's just as good. But for me, the Holosun, even though it's made in China, that's like the main deterrent of it for me, it still is an extremely solid optic. Underneath, it did have on it, it was a fixed rear sight. You could take it off, but I mean, it was the peep sight that had windage adjustment and elevation adjustment. And I took it off because I wanted to put the ACOG on it. So from people I was looking up, this is the Motec backup iron sight, which is the standard iron sight that was made specifically for the ACOG, at least from what I'm aware. Oh, dust cover flew open. And this thing's unloaded, by the way. So, ain't gotta worry about that. It's a very robust iron sight. I've used it a couple times when I first put it on to sight it in before I put the ACOG on. So, I mean, it's zeroed. It does a good job, but from what I've seen, people are saying this is like the best one because, I mean, look at the tolerance around the ACOG. It's very, very close in like several spots. It allows you to put the ACOG about as far back as I can put it without getting in the way, or without, you know, while still having rail space for backup irons on it. Now moving back, we have the grip. The grip is a Magpul, just MOE grip that has the little pod in the bottom, which I have the pod insert that actually holds a spare firing pin and bolt. It's one of those things, from what people have said, like if you're in a fight, I'm not one of those people that's like, oh, I'm gonna take it into the fight, but what they say, if you're in a fight, the first things that break on an AR after extended use are your firing pins and your bolts. So I got extras of those. I got BCM ones, and I mean, they're solid. Lastly, moving back here. Oh, actually, I do want to show you, I showed a picture up on screen of what it looked like when I first bought it, like just completely bone stock. And it had this really ugly grip, which I have laying over here. Hold on, let me. This is like Samco, I think is the brand. Yeah, Samco. Just a ugly. I think the guy who bought it originally put this on it. It's just I don't like it. A little fat. I don't like the finger grooves on it either. So I put the Magpul grip on there. It's nice and sleek. I mean, it's solid. Magpul makes good stuff. I got a Magpul mag in it right now. So anyway, so we'll move back to the back here. And on the back of the gun, we got a B5 Systems SOP mod stock, which typical adjustable stock. Got that fatter profile. I do like that. It does feel good when you rest your chief against it. Very comfortable. And it just feels good. It's a real solid stock. And it has the storage on the sides, which I do have stored in it some CR123 batteries for my light. So I got that going on. And the cool thing about the stock here is, aside from the storage of the batteries, if you pop these little ears here, pull this open, you got storage on the back for a little mini tool. So you can pop out pins and whatnot and tighten things down with it. It's very handy to have, plus you ain't gotta think about it. It's always on your person, and it just comes with you wherever you go. So there's the gun. And a sling. This is a Magpul sling, nothing fancy. I have it set up on this clip here to go onto this sling loop, so I can swing it side to side if I need to. But and then the sling just goes to the back. I got it on the right side, that way it goes over the top, so it holds it against my body when I'm walking with it. And there you go. So that's the gun. For my first AR, I think it's definitely up there in terms of just being kind of neat. I'm not one to like really trick out a lot of the stuff, but I figured, you know, on the one gun that I have that's gonna get all the bells and whistles that it probably deserves would be this one. So that's the review of the gun. I guess you would call it review. Just me showcasing more than anything. But now it's the fun part. So now we're gonna get to the story. I'm gonna put this on as to how I acquired it. It's a good story to tell. A lot of people like it. And let's go ahead and jump into it. So it all started probably It was when I first started going to technical school to be a CNC machinist. So I was 22 years old, I was 20 years old, sorry. And I was kind of into guns, wasn't super into them, but I never had like a nicer gun. So I had a neighbor, older lady, her and her husband from Texas, and some stuff happened, I don't know what, but they were leaving, they were moving, and we got into conversation. And we walked up, we were talking to him and stuff, and she brought up the idea of, hey, we're moving back down to Texas. We have all the stuff. We don't want to take some of it back with us. He's already gone. And I'm going later. I'm just going to sell some stuff. So she's like, hey, we got some stuff. You want to look interested in buying any of it? Just so we got to take it back. We're like, okay, sure, we'll look at it. And then she brought up, he's also got some gun. He's got a gun too, I think, which caught my interest because I was starting to get into guns. I wasn't super into them. And she's like, hey, I think he said it's an AK, which that's just even more bells ringing in my ears because I'm like, oh, that's cool. I don't have an AK. I'd like to have an AK. So go in the house, she shows me the gun, she pulls the case out, and she shows me this, which, put on screen, was not an AK, it was an AR. And somebody might be like, how does she not get an AR and an AK mixed up? I'll explain at the end. And she's like, I'm looking to sell it. So I didn't know about it. I look up the brand. It's a brand called LMT. I'd never heard of LMT. I look them up. I'm like, oh, these guys make nice ARs. So I go back to her and I'm like, I'm a broke college kid at the time. I mean, I'm interested in it. What are you looking to sell it for? She's like, well, what'd you do $500? I was like, oh God, I got to jump on this. Didn't have $500. I didn't have $400 though. I was close. So I offered her, I was like, hey, would you take $400 and maybe let me, she's an older lady. I was like, can I mow your yard a few times, just help you out a little bit, do a little bit of yard work for you? And she's like, sure, I'll do that. So she sold me the gun for $400. Come with the case, had like six or seven mags in it. And then I'm going to get it, and she's like, oh, yeah, all the other stuff goes with it too. So when I went to pull out all the stuff that came with it, she had it was just stuff in a closet, and it was stuff under the bed. And I pulled it out, and I'll show a picture on screen of what came with it. And it was all the stuff you see. I mean, it was boxes of 308 on belts. I had 4 boxes of 200-round belts of 308. I had thousands of rounds of 5.56, thousands of rounds of 7.62. I had, I want to say thousands, probably over 1,000 of each for sure, but close to a couple thousand rounds of 308 for sure. Had a buttload of 357 SIG for some reason, which prompted my dad to go and buy a Glock 31. So you have a gun in 357 SIG that could actually shoot it, and just all this other stuff. Mags, some of his old SWAT gear, which I still have. I haven't done anything with it, but I got it. When I talked to her about what he did, she said he used to be in the Marines, and he was a SWAT guy down in Texas or something like that, which I was like, that's pretty cool. That would explain why he had all this stuff on him. I ended up over time selling the 308 because I didn't have a gun at 308 at the time, and it paid off for all the stuff I bought and more. Kept the 5.56, kept the 7.62. On top of that other stuff, though, too, there are pictures of, you'll see there's a picture of some AK mags and some AK, there's a couple different stocks and stuff, which at the point he had an AK, so I could see why she got the confusion there, was because there was an AK at the house at some point. He probably took it with him when he left. And for those of you thinking oh, she sold that from under him, in her own words, she said that he told her sell it, throw it away, he didn't care. So his loss is my gain. Yeah, so that's pretty much the story of how I got it. I got an absolute steal of a deal on that. That's the best deal I ever got. I've been trying to chase that high. That's the best example of right place, right time kind of thing. So, there are deals out there, you just gotta find them. But yeah, that's the story of how I got it. Since then, I've put my money into it and making it into something a lot personal, suited to my taste, and it's one of the best guns I own, for sure. So I don't see myself getting rid of it anytime soon. This is definitely going to be something that goes down in the family as generations go by. So if y'all enjoyed the story, thanks for watching. Like I said, there's going to be some videos like these that are going to be between, not all of them are going to be a story thing. This is just a one-off for this gun because it's that special of a gun to me. If y'all want to see more stuff like this, subscribe, because I'm going to be doing some more shooting videos. I'm going to try and get better at it, better editing and all that stuff as time goes by. And I'm going to do that stuff as filler between the Casull build and other things like that, because like I said, I can't make those Casull videos or else it'll be months between. And I want to do something a little more consistent. So if you liked it, thanks for watching. If you do have some stories of your own good deals you got, tell me. Leave them in the comments. I'll read them. I like hearing about good deals people came across. So yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. See ya.